The mantra that's pushed to us, I think, in our culture, specifically Gen Z, millennials, there's this do what you love, right? Do what you love. And if you guys watch the WeWorks documentary, that was a lot of it. Like, do what you love, do what you love. And then you found out that was a cult. You're like, holy smokes, this is a full-on cult. This is crazy. And the guy, like, the company got evaluated to be a $60 billion company, but they weren't a tech company. They were just a co-spacing company. They didn't own any of the real estate. They become the $60 billion company. The CEO gets away with $1 billion, like $800 million, and like they almost collapse. And now they're not worth a fraction of the $60 billion they were at one time evaluated to do. And it was all built on this farce of do what you love. And I think in my case, I had to first learn to love what I do before I ever got a chance to do what I love. I first had to learn to be faithful in the little things, which the New Testament and Jesus talks about, right? Being faithful in what was in front of me. So before I ever had a chance to even work a cool job, like being the media guy at my church, I was working with adults with developmental disabilities. And it was super fulfilling and super fun.
Wow, yeah.
Because I learned to love what I do and honor God in all things. And I think that shift in my mentality in that this isn't like, it's just a Joe job. I just got to show up and, right? No, like it brought dignity. It brought character and integrity to me. It really changed who I was from the inside out. And every time, the more faithful I was in the little things, the more God would advance me to do the things that I actually love to do, which is YouTube and communicating and music. So I think there's this entitlement we have because of technology and all these different things. And some people, listen, man, if you're 17, 18, you're just starting out, you could probably finesse it and just jump right into what you want to do if you are smart and you understand technology. But the vast majority of us are probably going to have to go on some kind of journey to discover what is it that we want and what are we good at and try a bunch of different things. So that has to maintain that perspective of like, I have to learn what I love. I have to learn to love what I do. And if I can learn to love what I do, eventually I will develop the skill set to do what I love. And I think that's missing. I think there's a gap there. And that's the heart behind it is we have to have that perspective, because if we don't, then it's, why would I go get a job if I could just collect unemployment? And it's like for your mental health, for your sanity, for your dignity, like you're just sitting there, binging shows and getting fat. Like this is not going to end well. Like this is not going to end well for you. And I think there's so much dignity in just work, getting up. I mean, even just whatever, think of the most remedial work. And there's dignity in that, man. There's dignity in serving a person. There's dignity in cleaning. Sometimes I go in my lawn. I am not the handsy, mansy, fancy. I don't even know what they call it. I'm not the handyman. Sometimes I go into my backyard and I just do yard work. And it's so cleansing. Like it feels good to just work with your hands and just do something. And it doesn't make sense on paper. Like I should definitely just hire a gardener. But because I find fulfillment in it, I could throw on a podcast. Work is good. God created work to be good. And then because of the fall, then it became thorns and thistles. Then it became hard. Then it became, and I think once you have this encounter with Jesus and your heart gets regenerated, I think then you can have that redemption of work. And even if you don't get to go and do cool stuff, you could still have that dignity and that value in work. And that's ultimately what I'm after, is like how do I communicate that to people so that we can have more people thriving and flourishing. And it's tough because a lot of this can sound very like prosperity gospel-ish, right? Like, oh man, just God's gonna bless you with a cool job. It's like, well, 6 billion people in the world will never have a car.
Wow.
Like that's a lot of people, right? And we're like, yeah, we have. So again, what is our context? What do we have here? How can we work here in this context in a way that honors God with what's been given us, so that maybe we could help some of those 6 billion people, right? Sponsor kids and all these different things. And I think that's the part that gets a little messy, because you can't always take this and make it applicable to everywhere, because it's not applicable to everywhere. There are people that will never, their survival would just be on, we have to walk to get water and we have to walk to do this. But there's still dignity in that work. There's still dignity in how they have to survive. And that's what that's like my heart is like, man, again, if there's more Christians thriving and flourishing here, we can build more wells in parts of the world that needs wells so they don't have to spend a day going and getting water. And like it's like 15 grand to build a well in a village in South America and Asia and Africa. 15 grand, that's not a lot of money, right? So I think wealth can be really used to help people that otherwise wouldn't have access, right? And it's like, if we have plenty, why not generously give to people who don't have the same privileges and luxuries that we do?
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow, that is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word freedom to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel.
That's it.
Smash the like button on this video.